Hello, Fire and Ice fans. This is Bob Freeman, and I'm with Connor Freeman, and we are going to run through a gameplay video for Fire and Ice Miniatures Adventure game. Now, we do not have a prototype, so as you can see, we're using a chessboard for the game board. We are using Frazetta Girls Conan Christmas ornaments for our miniature pieces. We have photocopied the activity and character cards, and we made them a little bit larger just because our printer is terrible and we had to be able to read it. Okay, so we're for tokens, we're using pennies for our health tokens. We've got quarters and we've got dimes and a good luck piece to run on our advanced tracker board. So that pretty much sets the stage. We've decided we're going to do a gameplay video of To the Death, which you've seen before, but now you get to see two people actually playing the game as opposed to the video I made for you earlier. So we've already established what mode, so we won't be rolling for that. But per the rules, we have to roll initiative to see who gets to pick which game board we're using. Now, since we are using a chessboard, um, so we'll just have to pretend this is either ice or jungle or ruins or what have you. Of course, if you say ruins, there's no actual ruin for us to interact with. So I guess we'll leave that up. So let's go ahead and roll a 10-sided die to determine initiative.
Yes, let's.
And I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 9.
All right, so you have initiative. That means I get to choose the game board. So I'm going to choose the jungle. Now, the jungle actually has a river that runs through it, but we're just going to pretend like we're fighting on one side of the river and have at it. That way, we don't have to interact with water.
Yes.
But if we did, when you move through water, it takes double movement to pass water. So, but we won't worry about that in this session. So, since you have initiative, I have chosen the game board. You choose as your character
I have chosen manga.
the leader of the subhumans, and I choose Larn. Yeah, so you have the first round.
I believe I do.
So
Very well.
I believe Manga has a special ability that he gets to play right from the get go.
Yes, indeed. Manga begins with Pray. At the start of the game, choose one opponent. In all actions against that opponent, gain fortune. I believe that makes manga particularly suited to a game mode like To the Death, in that he can gain that advantage against, say, Larn.
There's a reason why I've said that Manga is my favorite character in Fire and Ice, and I think I just figured out why.
Yeah.
That does put Lauren behind the 8 ball a little bit, but that's okay. So you have initiative, sir, and that means you get to move.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Now, this game mode, well, first thing we'll do is we'll move our token into the first advance, and we'll move this token to show that is the first turn.
Very well.
And to you, sir.
Now, Manga's a fairly fast opponent. He can move 7 without needing to rush. So, I believe he'll reach you, at least on a board such as this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, look at that. Now we see the dangers of a shortened board. And let me just point out that that doesn't take place here, but in the climbing rules, you need 7 movement to climb something. And most people, like for instance Larn, moves at a 6. So that means he has to double move to climb something. If you double move, you can't attack at the end of your movement. Manga, on the other hand, again, another advantage.
Yes,
he moves
he
7,
can
so he
reach.
can climb and attack. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, but that's neither here nor there.
He could conceivably, I don't know, scale a wall and throw a dagger at a panther.
Yes, and then steal a
I'm
princess.
just-
Yes.
Just off the top of my head. So Manga is going to attack, and I guess let's go right into it. He will have fortune.
Okay, and what are you attacking with?
I will be attacking with the spear. He hits
Okay.
on a 6 with the spear.
Okay.
As opposed to the 7 with his dagger. Or knife, I should say. So I guess I'm going right into it.
All right, so you get to roll 2 die, selecting the high number because you're manga and you're awesome.
Yes. So I'm going to roll.
And a 9 and a 1, so the 9 is a hit.
9 will hit for 1 point of damage.
All right, so I get to defend, and I need a 7 to defend on this roll. Now, if I choose, I can use agile to not be hit. And I rolled a 2, and so I will take my token. Once per advance, I can succeed on a defense by dodging an attack. And so then I'll just come here. That's agile, so I'll place my token over that so that I know that the rest of this advance, I cannot use that ability. So I dodge out of the way of your attack, sir.
Very well then. I believe that brings us to your turn.
So it is my turn, and I am going to attack with a knife. I hit on a 6. It does 1 damage. I critical strike, however, on a 9.
I see.
So go big or stay home. A 10.
A critical strike.
Critical strike. Yes. So that's 2 points of damage. A critical strike cannot be blocked. So that's 2 points of damage.
That would be 2 points of damage against Manga.
Yeah, that's right.
And therefore, I remove my hit points.
Leaving you with 4 health.
Leaving me with 4
I'm still
health.
at 6 because I used my token. And I believe we roll initiative.
I believe we do as we enter the next phase of our fight. Moving the tracker on our advance board.
So I rolled sorry about that. I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 4.
So I have initiative.
As initiative.
So Lauren, because we're locked in combat, I think we're just here toe to toe. I'm not going to try and move out of range. I think I've got you on the ropes. You're in big trouble, mister.
Yes, I believe so.
Because I'm going to roll another 9 or 10.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm going to critical strike you right now. I feel it. And that is a 5, so that is a miss.
That is a
However,
miss.
Once per advance, I can re-roll an attack. And that is my resilient ability. So I'll place a token there. And I'm going to re-roll that 5. And I'll roll another 5. So that was kind of a waste for me.
Oh, that is quite lucky for Manga, as Manga is going to attempt to recover from that critical strike and fight back with his spear again. Rolling. Oh.
And he misses.
5 and a 2. And I do believe there is not much he can do to alter that. And so that brings us back to
our initiative
our
round.
initiative, bringing us to the third round
and
of the
final
first
round of the first advance.
And so we roll initiative.
I
Lauren
have
has it
initiative again. So here we go. I am going to actually. I think it's wise for me to go ahead and attack again. I've used up all my offensive abilities. And I rolled a 3 on my attack.
That is unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate.
And so, yet again, Manga trying to recover.
I'm regretting. I was going to be fleet of foot, but
Manga
double sixes.
rolls 2 6s, either being able to hit with his spear, and so Lauren is going to have to roll his defense.
I am going to be born lucky. Born lucky. Once per advanced, I have fortune on defense. So I get to roll 2 die. I need a 7. And I roll a 9 and a 10. Why couldn't that have been my attacks earlier? So that's a critical defense.
I do believe it is.
That means I get to attack.
Yes.
I get to parry your blow. And I roll 4, so I miss on my parry. And that brings us to the end of the advance.
And so
we will move tracker to the second advance and the first round of that advance. And we roll initiative. 10.
3. Lauren keeping the initiative.
Right. So if we were on the actual jungle board, I would be utilizing the terrain. Since I'm not, I'm not going to actually just move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to change positions.
I see. Yes, and if we were on the jungle board, I think it might be wise for Manga to have fled at some point. Perhaps fleeing across the river, utilizing ranged attacks to try and conserve his remaining hit points. I do notice you reset your activation tokens.
Yeah. So I'm going to attack. And that was a 2. I'm going to spend my resilient to roll again. Lauren is not having a lucky day after that initial good fortune.
Yes. So in keeping with Lauren's character, I would imagine.
Right. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Ever the unlucky. And yet always managing to pull out a victory in the end.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. He's still standing strong, yet to take a blow from Manga's blade.
Well, let us see then. Manga will attack, attempting to recover. And he will...
Oh, that's a crit.
Roll a critical...
Oh, wait. Yeah, right. It's a crit.
Critical strike.
Double damage on me. 2 points of damage.
And so now we are even. And Manga is going to go ahead and use Ruthless. Once per turn, on a successful attack, can make a second attack with Fortune.
Oh, you already have Fortune.
That is true, but I can make a second attack.
That you can.
Which perhaps allows me to press the advantage somewhat. Oh,
Woo.
but even with fortune, I only rolled a 5.
Yeah.
So
All right. So
missing.
we'll move the tracker to the second round and roll initiative.
And roll initiative.
A 2.
A 4.
You have initiative, sir. Oh, look at you.
Mongo rolls a 10 once more.
A 10 and a 9.
10
Good.
and a 9.
Yeah. So cannot block. I take 2 damage from that.
And I'm going to use my once per turn. Ruthless. On a successful attack, can make a second attack.
Oh, I'm in big trouble, mister.
As it is, to be noted, once per turn as opposed to once per advance.
Yeah.
Like many other abilities.
Right. Yeah, manga has a lot of advantages.
Yes, especially in a duel situation. And so he will attack, rolling a 6 and hitting.
Oh.
But Larn, as it was not a critical strike, Larn is able to attempt a defense.
I am going to. Oh, let's just try to defend.
Oh!
That's a 9.
So
successfully defend against that blow, which was much needed.
Yes.
Oh, and you had.
And I believe, yes.
Yeah. So
Brings
Larn
us to Larn's
is going to attack. That was a misroll, but it was a miss. Nonetheless. Okay.
So I believe we roll initiative.
The final advance.
The final
turn of the advance.
Of this current advance.
All right.
And let us roll initiative.
3. 1. Haha. I have
a much needed initiative. So, what is Larn going to do?
Well, if this was any other game mode, he would probably run for Relial the Witch and try to get some healing. But since that is not an option, he's going to move 1 space and attack. Be good to me, Will. And I hit with the 6. All right.
Very well.
Your
so
defense,
I'm going
sir?
To attempt to defend. Manga only defends on an 8.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
You didn't need it because you rolled a 10.
Yes. Manga would have had fortune.
So that means you get to. That's a critical defense.
That is a critical defense. So Manga gets to attempt another attack.
Yeah. So he parries and
riposts.
Oh, thank goodness. So Larn lives to see another day. That brings us to the end of that advance.
Beginning the.
I'll reset my activity card.
And I believe we roll initiative.
That we do. 2.
An 8.
You've got initiative, sir.
So Manga is going to attack.
Oh, double crits. I can't block a crit.
You cannot block a crit. And I believe that ends the life of Larn. Incredibly, the forces of Ice Peak have managed to win this engagement. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Larn had simply been rendered unconscious and would awaken perhaps by a riverside or lake bed some time later,
Right.
having narrowly escaped. In any case, that was a fine battle.
It was. Congratulations on your victory, manga. You can go back and hoot and holler with your subhuman buddies and waller in the mud. As for me, I would like to thank you guys for looking in on this. I apologize for the primitive nature of the gameplay, but we did the best we could with what we had. I think the game's a lot of fun. Because of the nature of this, we didn't play one of the more complicated uh, scenarios. But I think you get the idea of how the combat works, and it's fun. It's it's fast paced, right? So this didn't take very long to play a to the death scenario for sure. The other game modes are a little longer. You're dealing with more characters, larger maps. So, but thanks for tuning in. We hope you appreciate the game as much as we do. And we look forward to unlocking even more fantastic things in the game as we enter the final week of our Kickstarter campaign. So for Boredom and Games, I'm Bob Freeman.
I've been Connor Freeman.
And we thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk again really soon.